Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the Full Count Podcast. Sway and I will be talking about the Yankees and Dodgers. The evil empire is now the Dodgers, no longer the Yankees, unfortunately for me, but fortunately for Sway. So, with that being said, Sway, what are your thoughts, man? Dodgers now have taken the reign of being the top of the top.
Well, if we're talking about the top of the top payroll, I think we get a
Payroll.
lot of, yeah, I think we get a lot of shit for that. Thinking like, wait, we're the bad guys. But when you think about it, like, what is a team supposed to do? If you're a fan of any team, this is what you want your front office to do. If you're the Lakers, if you're the Dodgers, if you're the Rams, if you're whatever sports team, you want your front office to go out there and spend money. You want them
Mm-hmm.
to get the high profile players. Uh, People are just giving Dodgers a hard time because they're doing what every fan base wants a team to do. I would say every team has the ability to do this. It's weird that you see teams like the Twins that are saying like, "Oh, we're handcuffed. We're doing all this stuff to cut payroll. Our hands are tied." That's absolute fucking bullshit. These MLB teams are making billions of dollars every single year. It's just
Right.
when you're privately owned, you want to get those margins. You want like your profit margins to be 20%, 30%. You just line your pockets. But as a fan, you want it the other way around. You don't really care what the owners are spending or their financial situation. You just want your team to win. So
Right.
the Dodgers are doing the right thing. Nothing's stopping any other team from doing this. And the ones that
Mm,
complain should kind of just shut the
yeah.
fuck up because like the Dodgers, uh, they spend a lot of money, but at the same time, they probably don't make any more money than the next team. They probably don't make much more money than the Tigers or the Rangers or the Marlins. Um,
I
they're
don't know
just
about
growing
that.
their
Are you
fan base, and
sure?
a lot of stuff come out. Well, maybe I'm a little wrong, but it's probably not
Yeah.
that far
Yeah.
off because I think most teams have tickets, TV, merchandise,
Mm-hmm.
parking. One thing that the Dodgers don't have right now is parking. They get $0 from parking because it's owned
True.
by Frank
True.
McCourt, the former owner of the Dodgers.
Mm.
But that's my 2 cents on
That's
that.
something
It's
I
like,
didn't know.
yeah, these
I
other
didn't know
teams should
that.
just shut up and have their front offices do what the Dodgers are doing, dealing with like the Man U's of the world are doing, the Yankees are doing. That's what every fan wants.
See, I'm in half agreement with you because yes, everybody wants their team to be the top of the top, and whether you have the payroll or not, everyone wants to have the payroll to be able to get all the best players, right? However, one thing I'm in disagreement with you is, yeah, everybody has the opportunity to defer all this money, but at the end of the day, these teams don't have the backing and the finance that the powerhouse that the Dodgers or the Yankees even have for that matter. So that's why I can understand why people are pissed off, but it makes the game more fun, you know?
Yeah, but I think they do. The only thing is we would never know because all these MLB teams, with the exception of the Braves, are privately
Hmm.
owned and will never open up their books and let us see what's going on there.
Yeah, but tell me about that. Tell me about the owners and the financial backing of the Dodgers. Like, what's going on with that? Because with the Yankees back in the day, they had Steinbrenner, and now it's the Yankees are still owned by an LLC, but Steinbrenner's family's still involved. But I don't know. I feel like what's going on with the Dodgers, it's a little bit more mysterious for that matter.
Well, it's owned by a financial firm, and that's
There
kind
you
of the
go.
trend towards sports teams right now. Is they're owned by PE firms, and say for example, like the Yankees are one of the few that are owned by individual
P
families,
P
private
meaning
equity
what
firms,
though? Okay,
private
for the
equity.
people. Okay. Expand on that. And then we'll go back to the Yankees being privately held by the family.
So a PE firm's sole purpose to exist is to buy a business, grow it a little bit, and then sell it after you have some profit. So
Hmm.
that's what you'll see in a lot of sports teams now. They'll buy a team and in 10 years they'll sell it and they'll make a 30-40% profit. And 30-40% of a couple billion is a highly profitable business model.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
So the days of family owned sports teams will probably be far, far gone in 20 years from now.
Okay. Is that why the Yankees are falling behind you think then?
I wouldn't say the Yankees are falling behind. If the Dodgers weren't doing everything that they are doing this year, the
Right.
Yankees would still be like, hey, that's a team that's spending a lot of money, that's giving their team a chance to win every single year. It's just the
Hmm.
Dodgers have done so much crazy stuff that it's kind of overshadowed what the Yankees are doing.
Right. It might make sense that they're being overshadowed because of the talent in the I mean, there's a talent on the field. But then there's the
Mhm.
talent in the private equity firm in terms of the finance, like how the brainiacs are working it. I imagine there's more behind that wall than we will ever really know, unless we work for that firm itself, right?
Yeah, we should apply. Send our resumes.
Ex- exactly. Do you think the Dodgers will eventually become like the Yankees in terms of winning back-to-back World Series? I mean, I think the Yankees had one from 98 to 2000. That was three of them, three World Series.
Mhm.
Will the Dodgers be able to do something like that? You guys already won this one. I wonder if you guys will win next this year.
Here's my prediction for that. That's a good question. I say the Dodgers will find a way to win 2 championships in the next 5 years. The thing is, winning back to back, it's so hard, and winning back to back to
Yeah.
back is almost impossible, no matter what your lineup looks like.
Hmm.
So let's just say they win back to back. I think they'll go another, 4, 3 years before winning another one after that.
Okay, so you do think they're going to win back to back, or you're saying they're only going to win two more within the next 5 years,
I say they'll win at least two in the next 5 years, whether that's back to
but not
back
back
and
to
or
back?
like some kind
Okay,
of gap. Yeah,
right.
but I do
Well,
think they have a great shot coming
yeah.
up here.
The nice thing though is if you guys don't win back to back or three times in a row, you'll never have the track record of the Yankees.
Whatever. No one's really trying to chase them anymore.
Yeah. I the way I see it is, as you see, Chris has tried to give me a lot of shit for being a Yankee fan, but also rocking the Dodger gear every now and then. But the way I see it
and the
is,
Padres
I
and the Angels.
all right, hold on. I've always said from the start, wherever you own property, I think you can rock that team because it's part of community. Even the well-known baseball sports person behind the brand, the Yankees, Derek with Pinstripe Territory, he even came to agreement when he was on our podcast episode late last year. He said he thinks it's perfectly fine to rock a different team if you happen to be from that area because you're with the community. So I think that's kind of a way to kind of end it there. And I don't think Chris can really come back and say anything anymore. Especially, you also got to think too, if you have a friend on the Dodgers that's playing,
Mhm.
aren't you going to rock that memorabilia if your friend's playing on that team? I feel like you definitely are. It's like common sense. You're going to obviously do that, even if they're not your team. Or am I wrong with that?
No, I agree with you. I just like giving you some shit. I do feel that you should root for your community,
Yeah,
and
skin in the
if
game.
if that team wins a championship, you should be able to physically go to that parade.
Okay, good.
That's
Good.
always been
I
my
agree.
default.
Right, right. Okay, cool. Going back really quick to the whole Yankee Dodger situation with money, I want to read Jeff Passan's tweet here and get your feedback. Jeff Passan, who is a journalist for Major League Baseball at ESPN, he tweeted the following. Sway, I want to get your thoughts on this. When Tanner Scott's deal is made official, I mean, this is past tense, right? The Dodgers luxury tax payroll for 2025 will exceed $375 million dollars. That is about $70 million dollars more than the next highest team, Philadelphia. The Yankees are the only team with a CBT payroll projected to be over 300 million dollars. I mean, the positioning there, that says it all.
Here's my thoughts on that. I think big teams like the Dodgers and Yankees don't even care about luxury tax because it's kind of a wash. If you make the postseason, you get that revenue, you get the TV, you get the ticket sales, you get the gear, the shirts, the hats, all
Mm-hmm.
that kind of stuff. So I don't even think they care about that anymore. But what does hurt them is once you hit a certain threshold, you start losing draft picks. So that might be the only really like real deterrent for teams like the Dodgers and the Yankees, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not that big. Because I'm sure each team made, hundreds of millions of dollars from this past postseason, being in the World Series, all
Right.
the merchandise they sold because of that.
So there's a chance they might not be able to get the best talent because of this. Is that what you're saying? Because of the luxury tax? Because they're going to be taxed on it, what, 50% after a certain amount of dollars? I think it was.
You start losing draft picks after a while, but they're
Mm-hmm.
not, first round draft picks. They're probably third, fourth, fifth round draft picks. I'd have to like double check that, but it's not your number one
Right.
pick every year.
Mm,
But if you have the
okay.
farm system right now, if you make good trades, if you develop your people, is that such a big hit to you? Probably not. I would risk it.
Yeah, makes
What do you
sense.
think?
No, I'm in agreement with you there. You were gonna pull something up though.
Oh, I was just like gonna throw out a stat, but I'm not 100% sure it would be right.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay, no problem. Moving on to trades that were recently made, or at least contracts that were picked up. Yankees, because I want to move on to the Yankees now at this point, because um, Cody Bellinger, he has been signed on to the Yankees. What do you think? What position will he be playing, and why is this a good thing? Same with Max Fried, if you want to go on to that after that pitcher.
I absolutely love these picks. As a Dodger fan, will always love Cody Bellinger, and I
Yep,
think he'll
yep,
fit right in with the Yankees. His dad played with the Yankees and won a championship in
that's
2009 with
cool.
them, I think. So
Right,
I know that he
I
was
think so.
at that parade. I think he said something like he doesn't remember the parade that much, but I think it's a cool legacy type thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, the addition of Bellinger with it with Stanton, with it with Judge, with it with Freed, with Cole, I think the Yankees are absolutely stacked and it would be a lot of fun to watch. And I think Bellinger's gonna refine his form. Maybe not
Right.
the form from like 2017 or 2018, but still,
Yeah,
if
that's
he
what
could
they're
hit
saying.
265, 275 with 20 home runs, 75 RBI, something within that, then they got their money's worth from that trade.
Hmm. Do you say that he's not going to be like 2017 because of age? Like he's on the decline, or what's or was it the injuries that I heard about? I think that's what it was.
I don't think he's, you know, 30, 31, maybe not even that. I don't
Hmm.
think it's age. It's just a few injuries, and then
Yeah,
it's so hard to live up to those. You're rookie of the year, then the next year he was MVP. It's just
right.
really hard to do when there's that much of a gap. From 2018 to what 2025, a 7 year gap to get to that form again.
I see. Yeah,
I think it wouldn't be fair to expect that of Belly, but I think we can expect him to just be someone that contributes and does their job.
right, right. In terms of like positioning, I was hearing. I don't know if they announced it yet, but I was hearing thoughts about center field. But that's where Aaron Judge is. I would imagine maybe left field or right field. I know the Martian was supposed to be in left,
Mhm.
but because he's taking Alex Verdugo's spot. But I don't know if that's going to actually take place where he'll take left field, the Martian, or if he's even going to be brought up. What do you think though? Cody Bellinger, right or left field, or will he take Aaron Judge's position in center? And I'm gonna refill
I
myself real
don't
quick.
know. Does Judge play a little right field too? I think I've seen him in right field.
Yeah, he was there before Soto got there.
Okay, and Dominguez, that's the Martian, right?
The
Is that who
Martian,
they
yeah,
call the Martian on the Yankees? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
but
He's gonna be a
he did.
stud.
He's gonna be a stud. He's young. He's a great hitter. His defense is not great though. I mean, he did some major errors last year, and there's a confrontational situation there because of how he's been performing in defense. But I think you're right, and I'm very confident he's going to end up doing really well. But he's still young, so we'll have to see what happens with that. But uh, I know Cody Bellinger must probably go somewhere in the outfield or first base. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking center field or maybe first base. He did that in his previous years.
Hmm.
But I think either way, it's going to be fun. The only weird thing is, I don't know if you saw that him and Stanton dated the same chick, the girl that
Dude, yeah, yeah,
Bellinger's
that
with
was
right now or married and has kids with. I think that'd be kind of weird, but who knows?
that's what they're saying, but I don't know. I feel like when you're in that environment, especially when you're like the playboy guy, I guess you could say, when you have all this wealth and fame, they tend to be in the same network of groups. You know what I'm saying? With all these single women. So I don't know. I think they're mature enough to let it go. Not a big deal, but who knows? What do you think?
No, that's always going to be in your mind, I'm sure. And it never ends well. And you think of like all similar situations, maybe from other sports. I remember like the Derek Fisher, Matt Barnes situation. Do you remember
Oh
that?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Where it was Matt Barnes' wife and Derek Fisher ended up hooking up with her and ended up being like a
Crazy,
physical fight. I do remember
crazy.
one of the funniest tweets I've ever said or I've ever seen was Matt Barnes after that situation said something like, violence is never the answer, and then dot dot dot, except sometimes.
That's pretty great. I don't expect something like that to take place. So, do you really think so? I don't think
No,
so.
no, no. I think they're professional, but
Yeah, it
that's
is
probably the
weird though.
exception.
Yeah, the nice thing is Bellinger won't see Stanton in the outfield because Stanton's DH, right? So that's the nice thing about it. He's not gonna have to like be out there with them on defense, but obviously in the clubhouse, there's that situation.
Yeah, well, you're a team. You're going to be with each other all day long for the next,
Right.
9 months or so. It
It
has
is
to
a
get
little
brought
awkward.
up. They have to see each other. It would be a little weird, but
Yeah, I
I
don't
just
think
think
I
it's a
could
funny
handle that.
situation. I don't think it'll negatively impact their play though.
Hey, but people like drama, so that might be good, right?
Oh yeah, and it's
Um,
New York.
yeah, especially. I mean, if Bellinger doesn't do well, though, I could see what the Yankee fans are gonna do. I can only imagine what they're gonna bring, like what banners they're gonna come up with, what memes are gonna come up at the field. So hopefully that's not the case, but we'll have to see. Um, and then I really do hope that Stanton performs like he did in postseason last year. If he's able to perform, and Aaron Judge is able to get some Tony Robbins in him and shift his mindset and not believe that he's in the postseason because he tends to do really
Mhm.
bad during the postseason. If he can do something like that, I think they're going to be unstoppable with Bellinger, Stanton, and Judge. But Judge really has to come through, man. If he doesn't, I don't know if it's going to work out for the Yankees in the next couple of years, but we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's a stud. He's going to have his chance and he's going to shine. I guarantee it.
Good. Good. The captain needs to come through for us, man. And it'd be great to see the Yankees and Dodgers play again. That would be fun. And this time you have to make sure you get your ticket for the World Series ahead of time, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big mistake in my life is not doing that game one. I think I was telling you I had game six tickets.
Yeah, tell the
And during
audience
game
because they might
five,
not
kind of,
know.
yeah, I had had tickets to game six. And during game five at the beginning, we're down 5-0. I had already mentally started preparing to go to that game on Friday.
Yeah.
But then, we started that comeback, started getting closer and closer. We tied it. And you have that thought creeping in your mind. It's like, do you kind of want the Dodgers to lose today just so I could physically see it in person? But at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like you don't really want to take that chance because you never know what's going to happen. But was very, very
Right.
conflicted that day.
Totally. Totally. No, that definitely we got to get it ahead of time, man. Don't wait till the very end. Um, one more thing to talk about is Max Fried. What is your thoughts on him in the pitching rotation? We got rid of Nestor. He kind of ruined it for us, considering. I mean, great player. I shouldn't say it like that. I'm just having fun here. But Freddie Freeman hit that grand slam off Nestor. The Yankees booted him out, and now we have Max Fried here. What are your thoughts?
I think it's such a great pickup. And the thing about the Braves, they never pay their guys like that. I think that's been known for the Braves for like 20
Mm-hmm.
years, is they're
Right.
not going to offer the money like the Yankees can. I think he's going to slide in right in with Cole. And
Mm-hmm.
the Yankees pitching staff's going to be so nasty as long as they stay healthy. And I think it's going to be led by Max Fried. So I think he's going to take over the top spot. And then Cole will slide into the number 2 spot just based on performance down the line.
Cool. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Let's just hope Cole doesn't do that awkward mistake that took place with um oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Mookie Betts
Mookie.
bunted. Do you
Yeah,
remember
cool.
that? What happened? Where he
Oh,
didn't
that was
throw
the
the
best
ball.
play
He,
we've
he
ever
didn't
seen.
run.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the worst thing ever, dude. He didn't. He didn't run through the bag, right? He didn't. Yeah, he hesitated. Is what took place there.
I wouldn't mind more mistakes like that, to be honest. But yeah, mental errors there.
I hope it doesn't happen again, but we'll have to see. Um, all right, I think that covers it for today, man. Anything else you might have on your mind that you want to tell the audience before we wrap it up here?
We're getting close to spring training, so we're about a month away, or less than a month,
Mm-hmm.
to where pitchers and catchers report, and then I think like 5 days later, the rest of the team. So I'm sure we'll be doing updates from spring training. So stay tuned.
All right, cool. There you have it. Everybody, like and subscribe. Share with your friends. Let's go. Talk to you soon.